Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a look at something really interesting, how a simple craft, paper flowers, can actually, become a real source of income.
Yeah,
This deep dive, it's all about cutting through the noise in our sources, really giving you the key takeaways. Think of it as a shortcut to understanding this path to entrepreneurship that's surprisingly easy to get into.
absolutely. And our mission here really is to unpack the potential. It's kind of hidden, isn't it? Paper flowers as a legitimate business idea.
Right.
We'll look at how the source material basically acts like a practical guide, a blueprint for anyone, doesn't matter if you've crafted before or know anything about business, to build something meaningful, from home even.
Okay, so paper flowers.
Mm.
Why them? What makes them special? Why are they such a good launching pad for this kind of creative business?
Mm.
They're definitely more than just like a cute little project. The source calls them a gateway to something bigger, and there are some really solid reasons why.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. They don't wilt, which is huge. They're incredibly versatile, right? Any color, size, style you want, and maybe surprisingly, pretty eco-friendly too.
And what's fascinating, I think, is how they tap into what people actually want right now. It's not just that they look nice, they last, unlike real flowers. So they're great for weddings, events.
Lasting memories. Yeah.
Exactly. And they're a sustainable choice, which is a big deal for many people. Plus, you get something totally unique, personalized.
Oh.
Our source mentions all sorts of uses: home decor, photo shoots, baby showers, gifts, even corporate stuff.
Wow, really? Corporate gifts?
Yeah, bespoke installations or thank yous. And this wide appeal, combined with how easy it is to start literally at your kitchen table, like you said, makes it, well, uniquely attractive if you want to start your own thing.
Okay, that's the part that always gets me, the low barrier. So if you're listening and thinking, all right, sounds good, but what do I actually need? The materials list is like refreshingly short. Our source is clear.
Yeah,
Essentials are basically colored paper, scissors, glue, a pencil.
everyday stuff.
Totally. And something for the stem, like a wooden skewer or maybe some floral wire, stuff you might just have in a drawer already, costs very little.
Exactly. And it raises that question, doesn't it? How often do you see a business idea where you can genuinely start with almost zero investment?
Right.
I mean, the source mentions upgrades, sure, like a hot glue gun makes things faster, floral tape looks neat. But the core message is those absolute basics, they're enough. You can actually begin. It really pushes back against that idea that you need, a ton of cash or fancy gear to start something creative.
Okay, so you've got your paper, your scissors. How do you actually make the flower? Is it complicated?
It sounds more technical than it is. The source breaks it down pretty simply.
Okay.
You cut petal shapes first, single shapes rounded, teardrop, whatever you like. Then you give them a little curl, maybe wrap the edge around a pencil, just to give them some life.
Right, some dimension.
Exactly. Then you make the center, maybe fringe a strip of paper, and roll it up.
Yeah.
And then you just start gluing the petals around that center, layering them, so it gets nice and full.
Building it outwards?
Yeah. And finally, stick it on a stem, maybe wrap the base a bit, and you're done. And what the source really emphasizes is, well, the learning curve is fast. It feels maybe a bit fiddly the first time,
I bet.
but it becomes second nature super quickly. Like
Yeah.
after one or two flowers, you get it.
Yeah.
It's less about following strict rules and more about finding your own flow, your favorite shapes, your style.
Oh, okay.
Every flower teaches you something. And the source suggests, before you know it, you're making whole bouquets and they look great.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting for a lot of people. Turning the craft into actual cash. The selling part.
Yeah. People genuinely love handmade stuff, don't they?
Well-
Especially if it feels unique, personal, has a bit of character.
Absolutely.
And the source mentions selling them in different ways, like not just one flower at a time. Right. You can sell single stems, sure.
Sure.
But also small bunches, maybe 3 or 5 tied with a ribbon, makes a lovely gift. Or larger sets, like you said, for decorating events or spaces.
Okay.
And what's really powerful, and the source highlights this, is tailoring them. So not just general flowers, but specific things for, say, parties, weddings, baby showers. People pay for bespoke decorations for those moments.
That makes sense. They want it to be special.
Exactly. And then there's the whole holiday angle.
Yeah.
Themed collections, Valentine's Day reds and pinks, Mother's Day pastels, Christmas poinsettias or holly.
Oh, clever.
It really expands your market, right? And connects with the emotion of those times.
But you don't need like a shop on the high street to do this.
Not at all.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it today. The source really pushes leveraging social media. Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok is huge for crafts.
Right, visual platforms?
Exactly. And it gives some really practical tips like take photos in good natural light, use a clean background, simple things, but they make your flowers look way more appealing. Write a short, friendly caption. Say you make custom paper flowers. Mention people can message you for orders. Use relevant hashtags so people searching for, say, hashtag handmade gifts or hashtag wedding decor find you.
Makes sense.
And the point about TikTok and short videos is really key. People love seeing how things are made. That behind-the-scenes glimpse, it builds a connection. It's not just, here's a flower, it's, look what went into this.
That transparency thing.
Yeah, it builds trust. And when someone does reach out, just be warm and helpful. The source even gives a little script idea, something like, hi, thanks for reaching out. I create handmade paper flowers for gifts and decor. Happy to show you some examples if you like.
Oh, that's helpful. It takes the pressure off.
Totally. It's just about being clear and friendly. You don't need to be some kind of sales guru.
So the main message seems to be, just start. Don't wait for perfection.
Exactly that. The source literally says, don't worry about being perfect, focus on getting started. It even lays out a challenge.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Make 3 flowers. Just 3. Take a decent photo. Post it on your social media with a simple caption like, just made these handmade paper flowers custom orders open.
Wow. Okay, just putting it out there.
Yeah, it's about breaking that inertia. Because every single pro crafter, every successful creative business owner was once just a beginner who decided to try.
That's a good reminder.
And there's this great little bonus tip in the source about presentation. Small things that make a big difference.
Like what?
Like wrapping the flowers nicely. Maybe some simple craft paper or tissue paper, adding a little handwritten thank you note with the order, offering personalization, maybe a specific color combo, or adding a name tag.
Ah, the little touches.
Yeah. They don't cost much, but they make the customer feel valued. It turns a simple purchase into like a really nice experience. Helps them remember you, maybe tell their friends, builds loyalty.
So thinking bigger picture then, it's clearly about more than just the money side of things.
Oh, absolutely. The source makes a point of shifting focus there towards the end. Selling them is great. It's validating.
Sure, income is good.
Of course.
Yeah.
But the act of making something that has its own value. It's about expressing yourself, being creative, finding joy in the process, seeing possibilities. And honestly, while the income is a fantastic bonus, that feeling of building something tangible with your own hands, well, it's powerful.
Yeah, I can see that.
Creating things builds confidence, not just in your ability to make a flower, but in your ability to, like, turn an idea into something real, into impact.
Right.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it's really about the transformative power of just doing something creative, taking action.
So this whole deep dive, looking at paper flowers, it really boils down to a simple idea. You don't need permission. You don't need it to be perfect. You just need to actually start.
And maybe that's the thought to leave you with. This example, paper flowers, it seems so simple, right?
Yeah.
So accessible.
Yeah.
But it shows how skills or interests you might already have, maybe things you underestimate, could actually open doors. Doors to maybe a small business, sure, but also to significant personal growth. So maybe ask yourself, what other skills or passions do you have sitting there that could be turned into something really impactful?